Good morning. So in our previous class, we have discussed about the severe test. Now in this class, we'll discuss about crushing value test. So basically, crushing value test is very important test to find out the strength of the aggregate which will be used as a road aggregate. And this test is very much important. So let us discuss about the crushing value test. So I think it is visible to you. So basically the aim of the crushing value test is to assess the strength of the coarse aggregate used in the pavement components under gradually applied load. Gradually applied load means whatever load is there, that load will not be impacted upon the material, but that will imposed gradually over the aggregate and to determine the aggregate crushing value. So basically after the test, you have to find out what is the percentage of aggregate which passes through 2.36 mm. So basically that by that way you will find out what is the crushing value of the aggregate. So let us discuss about the theory of the test. So different rock samples have different characteristics, and as you know, in the flexible pavement, there are two layers of the aggregates. One is base layer and another one is sub-base layer. Therefore, it is important that that aggregate possess a great strength to withstand all the vehicle load. So basically, whenever load is applied over the your pavement, that load will be gradually dispersed to the down layers, okay, or below layers. So in this way, that road aggregate should be strong enough to withstand all the vehicle load. So therefore, you need to check the crushing value of the aggregate. Now, for our test, for our road aggregate, there are different type of specifications that what should be the crushing value depending on the different types of the road. So that we will discuss. So basically, that is a your crushing mold, okay, and that mold is of 125 to 140 height with a 154 diameter. So in that mold, you have to fill the aggregate. Now filling the aggregate would again be in a three-layer system where you will put one layer and you have to compact that layer with a rammer, then again another layer, then again the final layer. So in this way, you have to fill the mold. Now the aggregate passing or whatever you are using for your crushing test, that should be passing through 20 ISC and written in 12.5 ISC. Now this is your load assembly over which load will be applied, and this is a plunger which applied the load over the aggregate. So aggregate crushing value provides a relative measure of resistance to crushing under a gradually applied compressive load. So crushing means whenever the aggregate breaks. Okay, so therefore you have to find out when the aggregate breaks after a gradual application of the load. Now the principal mechanical property of aggregate required in any construction is satisfactory resistance to crushing under the roller during the construction. Now why this is important? Because the thing is whenever the aggregate got broken, in that case it will not take its shape will be changed and there will be deflections over the pavement surface, and therefore the impact over the subgrade would be higher. Therefore your crushing value test is important to estimate the requirements of the aggregate. Now there are different types of road pavement, and based on this, aggregate crushing value limits are provided. Generally, aggregate crushing value is expressed in a percentage value. So for any soiling purpose, okay, that aggregate crushing value should be lesser than 50%. For water-bound macadam, it should be lesser than 40%. For bituminous macadam, it should be lesser than 40%. For bituminous surface dressing or thin premix carpet, it should be lesser than 30%. Dense mixed carpet, it should be lesser than 30%. So basically, these are the different types of pavement, and based on this type of pavement, that crushing value changes, and this is for the rigid pavement. So for the crushing value test, you can check the IS 2386 Part 4 1963 for the mechanical properties and other properties for the aggregate. Now let us directly go to the simulation of the test. So how you will do the test? So first, whatever the apparatus required is crushing machine, your tamping rod, your towel, weighting balance, cylindrical mold, and plunger, etc. required for your crushing test. So basically, this is the rammer through which you have to compact the aggregate. Okay, and this is your crushing test apparatus. So basically, this is the same apparatus through which you will check your concrete compressive strength. Okay, so this is the same test assembly through which you will check your crushing value. So first you have to on your weighing machine, and you have to weight the aggregate. So then you have to place your one container over there, and you have to tear this. Then you have to place the aggregate over there, and you have to take like 3.5 kg of the aggregate. Okay, so after that, I have already told that aggregate passing should be passing through 12.5 mm and retained in 10 mm. So you have to take to pen, and 10 mm pen should be placed over the pen, and above this there will be 12.5 mm pen. Now the aggregate which will passes through 12.5 mm pen at 12.5 mm sieve and retain on 10 mm sieve, that only is required for our testing purpose. So put your aggregate over there, then close the lid, and then you have to sieve this aggregate. Okay, so there are automatic siever is there. So if automatic siever is not present over there, you can do it by manual. Okay, for the automatic siever you have to clamp this, and then that sieving procedure will start. Okay, so after sieving you have to unclamp all the screws, unclamp this one, and this is the aggregate which we will be required for our crushing test. Then put this in a container. Then again you have to take the weight. Okay, so aggregate weight here is retained on 10 mm sieve. Then you have to place the aggregate over there, and each layer of this is subjected to 25 strokes for the compaction purpose. So you have to compact this with that rammer 25 times. Then again another layer you have to take. Okay, then again you have to compact this with 25 number of blows. Okay, then again another layer, then put this, and again you have to compact this with 25 number of blows. Okay, now if there is some additional material, you have to remove this additional material. So tamping is done to obtain better compaction between the aggregate. Okay, so you have placed your aggregate in the mold. Then again you have to take the weight. If it is not 0 0, in that case you have to tear this. Then you have to place your mold assembly over the aggregate and take the weight. So weight of the cylinder with the aggregate you are getting as 3343.00 gram, and initially your W1 was the weight of the empty mold. Then place it over a plate. Then this is your load assembly or plunger through which your load will be applied. Then you will place this in the apparatus. Now you have to adjust this so that it will touches over there. So this is how you adjust. Now 40 tons of load is applied to a plunger at a uniform rate of 4 tons per minute. So that is basically your gradually applied load, and you start your lever and start your machine. Now load is applied over it. So whenever the aggregate crushed, that machine will automatically stop to take any load. In that case you have to stop the machine, then unclamp this, then remove this. Now remove the plunger from the cylinder, that will be removed. Okay, then you have to seat this through 2.36 mm ISC, and you have to place this very carefully, because whatever material is passes through 2.36 mm, that is required for to determination of our crushing value. Now close the lid, then again you will place the lid over your vibrator, clamp this, and start your machine. So first you have to clear this. Then these are the material which passes through 2.36 mm ISC. You have to place it over there and take the weight. So that is your W3, that is 986 gram. So this is your observation table. You got the empty weight of the cylinder W1 as 788 gram. Weight of the cylinder with the aggregate is 3343 gram, and weight of the aggregate passing through 2.36 mm CV is 986 gram. So your aggregate crushing value would be W3 divided by W2 minus W1 into 100. That is aggregate passes through 2.36 mm divided by total aggregate present over here. So your total aggregate would be W2 minus W1, because your W2 is the weight of the initial aggregate plus weight of the mold, and W1 is the weight of the mold. So if you deduct W1 from the W2, you will get the initial weight of the aggregate. Okay, and 986.00, that is the final weight of the aggregate which passes through 2.36 mm. So you just make this calculation, find out what is the value. Now tell me the value. So it will be value 2.59. So that is correct. In this way, you have to calculate what is the crushing value of your aggregates. Now another thing, you have to check what is the retained aggregate to check it. So that was your initial trial. So after the initial trial, you can also check what is the retained material on 2.36 mm, and you can deduct this from the total weight of the aggregate, and you can find out what is the passing aggregate through 2.36 mm. And that two values should be very much closer enough. Otherwise, you have to perform another test. So this is your trial two. So similar thing you have to do. First, you have to take the material. Then each layer would be subjected with 25 number of blows. Then again another layer. Again 25 number of blows. And again third layer. Then again 25 number of blows. Remove the additional material. So it will be filled in three layers. Take the weight, that is the weight, place it over there, place this. That is the 40 tons. That is your plunger. Remove this plunger and see through 2.36 mm ISC. Close the lid. Place this in a vibrator. Then again you have to check what are the values. Similarly, you have to check what are the values of your aggregate crushing test. So basically, this is the procedure for aggregate crushing test. So after the test, there are some procedures. So what are the procedures? So these are some questions you can check. So these are the procedures we have followed. Okay. Is it clear? The test was very much simple. Is it clear to you? So you can now you can perform the test physically. Will you perform the test physically? Okay, calculation part. Okay, Puri Temik, do you have any copy? Puri Temik, you can unmute. And, okay, you have copy, Puri?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then write down. So weight of
Wait, oh,
empty mold, weight of empty mold in bracket W1
then
equal to suppose 950 gram is equal to 950 gram. So your W1 is 950 gram.
the 19.
950 gram. Okay, then write down weight of mold, weight of mold plus weight of mold plus aggregate
Then wait of more plus
aggregate in bracket W2
W2, right?
in bracket W2 equal to 3500 gram, 3500 gram.
Then
Okay, then write down weight of, in the next line write down weight of
wait of
aggregate passing through passing through 2.36 mm sieve in bracket 2.36, check in the chat box, that is W3 is equal to suppose 850 gram. Okay, so aggregate crushing value would be value is equal to, So your aggregate crushing value is weight of aggregate passing through 2.36 mm sieve divided by weight of total aggregate into 100%. So basically that would be W3 divided by W2 minus W1 into 100. Are you getting, Puridamik?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now check whether you are getting the result.
I got 33.3.
Yes, 33.3 percentage. So that is your crushing value. Is it clear, Puri?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, okay. Uh, so now I am ending the meeting. So after 5 minutes, you just re-log in with the same link. Okay. I'm ending the meeting. So after 5 minutes, you just join the meeting with the same link.